And we're up.
Ubuntu. All right, logged into two Ubuntu's, and I'm going to go back through the install process.
I'd really like to see his data.
Images, readable.
when they're navigating the world.
All right, I have the
They
audio
have
up from
quantum
this.
molecules in their eyes, which help them navigate. I think we're just on the precipice
Okay.
of discovering ourselves, the universe,
All right,
everything.
that
So,
is installed. All packages are upgraded. Now we install NVM and Node.
Guys, no need to raise your hand. Esperando, you can talk. After that, I guess Robert, just please be considerate of who's talking and try not to cut anybody off. But yeah, no need to
18.
raise your hands.
Straight line, guys. Get in a
How you
straight
guys listening
line.
to me right now?
Yes, sir, we can hear
Sudo
you.
apt-get.
Oh, that's nice. I mean, implying that an AGI has consciousness. How can it be held accountable for their actions?
Python's
Like
already at the
because it
newest
has
version.
consciousness.
That's a good question. Like, if something happens, are we gonna put a AI
You're
robot in jail?
installing
I think
SOCAT. SOCAT is
there was
at the
some
newest
animal like
version.
that
Rust and
was
Cargo.
involved in the death of someone.
What you got going on over there, Matthew?
Trying to get AI Town working. Haven't luck yet.
That would be entertaining.
To hit one enter. Yeah, it just says aborting installation. I don't know why. Paste it in. Proceed with custom installation, just hit enter. Enter.
Ah.
And it says aborting installation. Maybe it already did it. Install just with cargo. Okay, we have just. Configure SOCAT to bridge ports for Olama.
Oh,
Done.
so on the I Rule the World feed, they got a post from somebody that generated a strawberry man walking up some steps. It's great.
It's not responding, but we're going to keep. Clone AI Town from the repository. It is done. Hit npm install. Thinking.
challenge even for me.
Yes,
The Tesla philosophy is if a human can see it and do it, AI can see it and do it as well.
technology is finished when the benefits are shared with all people and when all humans are benefiting, including the people that we don't think about or that we hate today. So there is a lot of work to do before, AI is finished, because the world is big and there are people who we don't even permit into our society today. So there's a lot to do.
That interview was
My
3
belief is
years
that AI
after Uber.
will help change that.
Yes.
It is
Yes.
just
That
thinking.
interview, by the way, in the slums that I did was 3 years after Uber started in a
There we
Paris
go. A
snowstorm
bunch of things
in
happened.
front of me. 3
Oh,
years.
let me come back over.
Now I need to install precompiled convex. All right, that is done. In a separate terminal, launch convex. Here's our separate terminal. And I'm guessing that means I got a CD to AI-town and then run it.
What?
Right, listening on port 3211.
How's it gonna run?
Figure Olama or set the Olama host in convex. So do I do that
Yay!
here? Not sure
So,
which one to do it in.
what are you gonna build with this AI? The AI
I don't know.
town is it creating custom people, like personalities?
Yeah, you can pretty much make your own. Things are happening.
I think
Okay, we have a URL.
I think most of the guys that were really snooty in this Twitter town hall thing have chilled out.
Hey, look, we have it. Here we go.
Oh,
Click on an agent in the map to see chat history.
oh
I
crap!
have
This
no idea.
is going to be like an ant farm for you. Come back in the morning, you find out that Skynet's made 400 babies overnight.
Thing doesn't seem responsive. There we go. There we go. Okay, interact. Oh boy, how do we start a conversation? Oh, Bob is always grumpy and he loves trees. He spends most of his life gardening by himself. When spoken to, he'll respond, but try. Wow, that was really fast. Oh, oh, here we go. Hey Bob, how's the logging coming along? Bob is typing.
Come on, Bob. Be mean. Very mean.
Bob? Bob just didn't respond. Can't move when a conversation. Oh, you gotta leave the conversation.
You should be like, hey, Bob, I asked you a question.
Bob, stop ignoring me. I think Bob has gotten stuck. I wonder if I'm not actually connected to the Olama AI API. Bob is always grumpy. Maybe I need to leave. Okay. Oh, I see. Okay, I'm controlling this lady here.
Apologies
Yeah,
on the
Alice.
language. This is a live Twitter stream that I can't necessarily control.
I don't like if you log in, you can join the simulation and directly talk to different agents. Now there was some information. Yeah, here we go. Customizing your own simulation. Every time you change character data, you should rerun. So you can upload different sprite sheets. That's fine. I don't feel like it's actually waiting for accept. Yeah, I get the suspicion I'm not actually connected to the API.
Yeah.
There are things happening over here in the terminal. Okay, let's cancel it out for now. Don't need that.
Oh, lost the audio for their feed.
Oh,
No. Oh, something just dropped out. All right. Oh, there we go.
yeah, I don't. Oh, I'm getting a lot of errors. My agent has Oh, there we go. Interact. Oh,
So their audio
oh,
totally dropped off our stream, but it is still going on. Should I try to get it back?
yeah. Oh, Bob's walking over to me. I haven't ever gotten Bob to walk over. Hey, Bob. Bob is typing. Bob doesn't respond, and I'm thinking it is the API. Bob did not respond. But Bob wants to respond. suspicion I have. Maybe it's a port. Could be a port forwarding issue. Forward a port.
Okay, so I don't know what is going on with the sound on this one, but it's like my audio mixer has decided that I don't deserve access to that. So I'm not sure if we're still getting the audio for Twitter on there. If you're in the chat and you could let us know. Um, Also, let us know if you care if we get it back.
Interesting. Start these. I will be right back. One moment.
Yeah. Well, let's see.
Up to today. And they told me that Apple spent $1 billion on Siri after it acquired Siri, building the data centers because the scale of Apple is so
Okay.
crazy. And Apple is many times bigger now than it was. You know, how many more iPhones are out there in the world, right, on Apple? So I bet it's an all hands on deck. Let's take care of this customer because you have Apple, you have a lot of things.
I mean, Apple is good. They have a lot of money, but they upset me.
They have a lot of rich people who use their
But
products.
like, why are they like? Where's Apple in this race? Like, why haven't they dropped them?
They partnered with
Oh
OpenAI
yes, hello,
company.
I'm Aditiri.
Yeah, but that's
But
that's
that's like that's all they do is every
just
time. Like,
marketing.
It might be marketing, but
There's
that
no money changing
relationship
hand in that. There's no
that
money
doesn't
changing hands in
matter.
that relationship.
What is the data that's changing hands? And Vision Pro 2.0 is going to have a new kind of Siri that knows what you're looking at, what you're touching, what you're holding, what you're moving toward, what you're moving away from, right? And that's all sensor data that it can feed to OpenAI and get it to help talk with you about what you're doing, right? Like you're
Yeah,
holding a Coke
well,
can, you
I
could
would
say,
just point.
hey
And
Siri, how much is 20 of these on Amazon.com? And it can answer the question.
how's the hand
Today.
tracking on the Vision Pro? So they're collecting humanoid robot
It's
data.
Oh yeah. In fact, one of the humanoid robot companies put me in a Vision Pro and had me embody myself in the humanoid robot.
How was that? How
You
did that
realize that's how
feel?
they're
How did that
training these
feel?
things, right? It's weird, man, because you're walking around and it looks like the real world, and then you look down at your hands and you're like, those aren't human hands. Those are gripper hands. And then you move your human hand and the gripper hand moves, and it's like, whoa, that's fucking with my mind.
But what about, for example, all the open source or the Chinese or Asian companies that are competing with Apple that are
There's going to be a lot. BOE showed me a pair of glasses that had projectors that were a quarter the size of a sugar cube. That's BOE stands for Best on Earth. It's a big fucking Chinese company that most Americans don't know anything about, but they're coming. LG's coming. Samsung is coming with all the same product. A little sugar cube projector for the edge of the waveguides. That's why the Carl Zeiss waveguides matter so much to Apple, because they're going to
I've
shove a lot of
returned.
light into those waveguides and
Ahora
put an
tiene
image
guía
in front of you.
también.
I'm looking at
Exacto.
all the strawberry
Sorry,
AI
Robert.
generated stuff
I
Oh, no
that's
forgot
problem.
in the
my
Twitter
audio.
feed right
What
now.
I see here
Yeah,
is
that's
like,
fine.
for example, OpenAI has a lot of political correctness. I'm not an American. I live outside the US.
Yeah.
So what's gonna?
I call it the church lady.
Yeah, sorry. So
Oh, Matthew, do you see
what
this?
happens when?
I ask it to build a pipe bomb, and the church lady shows up. I go,
Oh, that's
You're
cool.
not allowed to do that on OpenAI property. Get the fuck
Well,
out of
what,
here."
what happens when?
I wonder
No,
what
that's
they're
Grok.
using to
That's Grok.
generate it.
That's
Sorry,
Steve, right?
sorry.
I
What
don't
happens when
know.
people from other countries in Europe, Latin America don't wanna go by the standards of
Look
for
at that.
example
That's kind of
these
creepy
models
and fun all at the same
that
time.
ChatGPT 5, for example, which are biased, but open source can also be biased. So yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know.
All
It's
right, I'm gonna try to talk
By
to
the
Bob
way,
again.
I took pictures at Thomas Jefferson's house, the founding father, one of the founding fathers of the United States,
Waiting for
and
Bob to accept.
I took.
All right, I've got you back up.
URL embeddings. Interesting.
Matthew, I feel like I'm getting an awful lot of echo from your end.
Are you?
Oh, okay. You're coming through both.
Yeah, there should be on the actual stream a speaker icon, and that'll mute it there so you hear the other. Oh, he finally started walking forward. Okay. Hey, Bob. He just took forever. Bob is trying to type again.
So is Bob actually going to respond to you? So I'm not confident that we're going to get Bob to respond here, Matthew. So These guys have totally stopped talking about normal AI, and now they're talking about racial tension in AI.
Carolina, walking around the downtown where the Woolworths is, where the 4 kids sat
Close these
at the
down
whites
again.
only counter.
Oh, it is a
You
class
should be
night
told the truth
for
about what happened there, right?
Promenade for
And you
front
should
end.
be able to ask it from any point of view that you want to see. When I got a tour of Jerusalem, an archaeologist, a scientist, gave me the tour, but she told me what the various religions believed happened at the place that we were standing, right?
So I've got up the 4.0 that they tagged
For
with
example, I'm gonna show you
the
some.
To show you all
hyper
points of
Yeah,
view,
intelligence thing
to show
or
you
the
what
high
that's the thing.
happened,
But
right?
intelligence.
I see, for example, in
Yeah.
the
I'm
Second
looking
World
through to
War
see
with
if there's
Hitler,
any other.
there were some
I've
Jewish
got
people
that
that like went
8.6
against other Jewish people. If you were
run
Zionist
of
or not, you could
GPT
get
if you want
killed.
to
But
give
this,
it a
I
test
don't see
drive.
this like this can be anti-Semite maybe in New York or
Do
in
that.
Texas. But you know what I mean? Like I'm
So
not going against.
My great grandfather
the
got
guy
arrested for speaking
takes
against
a
the
cup,
Nazis, and the
puts
family
a
suffered
Address.
marble
because of that.
Yes,
in it,
When there's such
and then
pressure on people, they do
flips
weird
it
things to
yeah.
over
try to
No,
on
protect their
my
family
a
my
names, right? So
table.
my
I don't blame
my
anybody like
uncle,
that.
my uncle, he was
He
Polish
then
and he fought
picks
Germans. But
up the
I hear it from old
marble,
people, like
the
all generation of
cup.
Polish, that I understand the language. I
Where
also speak
is
Spanish,
the
French, German, and English.
marble?
Some Korean, but only K-pop, bro. But I see a lot of versions
When the
of the
guy picks
past,
up the
and it's
cup,
so
the
interesting to
marble will
me
be on the
to see
table
what's
where
gonna
the cup
happen
was
with the
overturned.
future.
Its exact
If
position
you have
relative
to
to the
tell
cup
someone
depends
else
on
that,
how it
hey, you know
landed and
what?
whether it
There
rolled a
were no
little bit.
good or bad guys.
That's what they've
In the
been
history
talking
books
about with
that
the
I got in
sus
high school,
stuff
it was a mix
from over there.
of
So
both. It was
I
not black and
need
white. So what's gonna happen when
I need
all the
some
human
other
knowledge, like Robert, you know more than I do, when
reason
all the libraries of
testing
the world, all the internet,
questions.
what's gonna happen between those models
Let's
that
see
are
what we
trained
can
with
get up
data,
here.
like powerful people, OpenAI, Altman, I believe is his name. So I mean, I'm not against homosexuality, but he's homosexual, he's Jewish, he has a different point of view than maybe somebody that is heterosexual in Slovakia and is a Christian. You know what I mean? I'm not
I'm
taking
not
sides.
really.
You
I've been on both
I'm
sides.
starting to think
exactly,
these
that's
guys
good.
are not
I
going
learned
to
how to do
talk about
TV in a
the.
very conservative evangelical
They're
church
not
here
going to
in
talk about the
SoCal
actual ins and
Exactly.
outs of
I was there
what
for
may
10
drop
years.
tomorrow
Exactly. So
anymore.
when we go back to AI, because I don't want to lose my, sorry, Robert and Chris, I
Yeah.
don't want to go out of
Maybe that's
AI,
just all the
but I
info they
think AI is
have.
going to play such an important role. I
I
see
need
that.
questions
I think
to
as this generation,
test
I think we are
reasoning
just getting started with
ability.
something that is so um,
Commonly asked
volatile.
logical
We
reasoning
are going into the
questions
unknown,
in an
and that's
aptitude
when
test.
conflicts happen. When there's
Only it knows everything about
yeah,
us already.
exactly,
Kaiser
So,
or a lot.
exactly.
It knew everything in the Smithsonian. When I went to the Smithsonian, I was taking pictures. It knew every fucking thing in the corners, even. Right?
okay.
Exactly. What happens when you give
So
old
D is
texts?
beak.
I mentioned to you, Robert. My grandfather, he collected like
Yeah.
25,000 books.
All right.
A lot,
Wow.
but he worked in the with the Mexican
I
education
bet it was
system,
trained on this
and
page, so
I see a lot of French,
it'll probably be like, oh
Greek,
yeah,
Arabic. What's gonna happen? Because I speak to Muslims, and they tell me a different story than I get, for example, watching TV in London. Yeah, so there's
applying
a
the
lot of
same
versions of
relationship to
reality. It's
bird.
very
Beak
interesting,
is
bro.
analogous.
It's super
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah.
Okay,
I
well,
was just in Prague and
that's
talking to
somewhat
an
predictable.
entrepreneur there, and he gave me all the politics and stuff he would never talk about on X, right, in public.
Correct.
We gotta
But
ask
AI,
which
it's such a
came
broad topic. I
first,
want to let other people talk. I
the
spoke
Yeah,
too much.
chicken
Kaiser,
or
you
the
had your
egg?
hand raised and you messaged me. You don't really have to raise your hand in here.
And
Just
Gonna
why
say.
is
respectfully
it
while
red?
others talking. If you're on stage, please talk. And
Yeah,
if you don't have anything else to
You got to
say,
be like Kara Swisher and going into a
First
Steve
chicken
Jobs
would have
press
hatched
conference
from
and
an egg
elbow
laid by a bird
people
that was not
and
quite a
fight your
chicken, but
way
very
through.
yeah.
similar
Thank
proto
you,
chicken.
everyone.
Oh, it's getting
I love
very
the conversation
technical
here. My
here.
name is Kaisar, and I come from Pakistan. I know a lot
And
of
for the
discussion
second
happening
part,
here,
why is it
like from
red?
a
It's not
product
clear what you're referring to.
perspective, how AI is helping big companies. I run a local rural non-profit
Okay,
organization, and we run a rural innovation lab. And the power that AI brought to us
got my
has
lower third in the
significantly
way.
impacted our
Um,
communities. For example,
how
children
much
who are being educated now with help of
does
AI.
it cost
Earlier, what it
to
was
buy
almost impossible
the
because we either have to
U.S.
bring teachers from urban cities and
presidency?
or with the higher cost and have to figure out like a lot of accommodation, food, and other resources. But now with AI,
Oh, so
even
it is
like
referring to it
for
as
example, at
paying
a
for a
very basic
presidential
level, when
campaign,
children
which
were
is
not
saying
very
you
good with
could
the English,
spend
now
over 14
because
billion
AI is
across all
very much like
federal
generative
elections.
models are very helpful. Even if the spelling is wrong, AI correct them and they become very
So
creative. Like a lot of young people who come from a very poor
I
backgrounds,
say
humble
we
backgrounds, and
test
they come to our innovation lab.
the
And because the stories
image
that they have in
abilities of
mind and
this.
AI help them to create are very powerful. So when I see AI, I see it has a potential to equalize
I'm going to try your
the
Trump and Biden
the
sharing
vast
a
people.
Pop
I
Tart
grew up in
and
a
a
rural
playground
remote area.
and see what
I always
GPT gives
struggled till
us.
my university to compete with the people from urban cities
Yeah,
just
that
because
one's
they
pretty
had better
amusing.
access on education. But because
Or
of
you could do the
my
Iron Man eating a
poverty
strawberry. That's a
background
good
or
one too.
background from a rural areas, I was always denied with the opportunities. But now when I see young people today in my village who come to our innovation lab, they use AI as their, I don't want to say god, but as their like mentor, teacher. And they are speaking
Unable
like
to
Code
deliver.
Any is a
All right.
app character AI
Make
or other apps that they use
a
to practice English,
photo
create content, write blogs. They
realistic
just two of our students won UN
image
grants
of
to do
iron
research on
and
climate action. They
eating
are very
a
good with the idea, but because
strawberry.
language and communication has always been a problem. But with AI models like ChatGPT, Copilot has changed the lives. So I just wanted to share what we
I'm
see at
unable
the
to
ground.
display
I run
images.
another campaign we call Urdu AI, so where we share
All right. So
education
we're
on
going to
AI
have to go
in
back
Urdu
So,
language.
to
so who's paying,
General
for example, for
4.0.
all this AI that young people in India are using
So we use
in rural India? Yeah.
no, it's rural Pakistan. Sorry. So all these models
Sorry,
that
Pakistan.
yeah, we use our
Clean
free
it
models.
up.
I personally use like Claude and Chat GPT to create content and create like we run workshops. So those
All
people
right.
who
So
come to
it's not going to
our
let me do it in the
lab, they do
playground.
not have access on telephone or computers because of the power
Let's go to
outages and
completions.
poverty. So we provide them internet and computers and access to AI. So we are a non-profit organization. So we apply for funding to
Oh,
get
all right.
resources
This
to
is
help these
not.
young people to learn. So I'm
So
just
this is
saying
not
that
going
how
to let me
powerful it is for
multimodal it.
learning and for creative work.
The rumor has it there's some
Speaking of
stuff
coming together,
from
I
down the
wanted to say
pipeline
something
that might
about
be showing up in here tonight.
how
So I
how
say
many
we give
different
it a
AI
shot over
fields
here.
there were and are still, and how it was very hard to follow everybody. I could not keep up. I'm in the
I
customer
cannot
service
create an
area.
image of
I
Iron
got to
Man
give
specifically due to
Strawberry Man
copyright
some props here
restrictions.
because without him, I would not have met all of you, and I wouldn't have
It'll make a
met
futuristic robot figure in
probably
a red suit
hundreds
doing it,
hundreds of
though.
other people. So just got to give a shout
That
out.
would
Sure.
Ooh,
work.
a strawberry
Bring
man.
it
That's
on.
what he did, man. He brought. I'm such a recluse, dude. I would not have talked to anybody, and because of that,
Wasn't
I
able to
actually
generate it
talked to
due to
many
content
many people now.
restrictions.
So I just wanted to say that that was
But
all.
by the way, the pros at keeping up are
Photorealistic
using X
image.
Pro and using lists.
Is
And
Robert here?
yeah, that's me. I don't know why you can't hear me. You might need to jump down. Somebody tell him to jump down if you can't hear me.
Who's having issues?
Now we'll pit these against each other. We'll do all right.
Somebody
So
said, "Was
that's
Robert
what
here?" While I was talking, I'm
we
not
get
sure.
back with
I
GPT
can hear you.
4.0.
I didn't say that though. So
I'm gonna
I wanted to hear Kaiser
open that
talk.
up big.
Sorry.
That's pretty sweet.
That's like his story is so amazing.
And then we'll go over to
Yeah, I want to
Gemini.
share something more powerful. So I work
Now, I don't
with
have the
children.
paid
I'm not in
Gemini
Pakistan
anymore,
right now.
so
I'm somewhere else. So I work with this child. He comes to our
we'll
innovation
be
lab. He does
doing
not understand even
this.
English, but he remembers the logos. So he
It
knows what
still
is
gives you
copy, what is
4
paste, what is
when you do it
how
that
it
way.
flows, and he loves cartoons. So he used
Not
UDO,
bad.
Canva, and
Okay.
ChatGPT to actually produce songs. Even
Well,
the
the
songs he does not
strawberry is
understand, but he
definitely
know how to put that
photorealistic.
on,
Um,
Canva and create
the fingers
animation.
look kind
So I
of
sent
soldered
him. My
up
wife
in
actually
here.
sent him an email.
Oh, yeah.
So he
Interesting.
couldn't read. He understand Urdu. So what he did,
I
he
think
copied
Yes,
the
but this
GPT
is
text
still
the
and he
has
went
it,
to
though.
Google Translator, and text came in Urdu, but he
I did
couldn't read.
find
So
the
he played the
issue.
mic button, so he could
It's
listen
not
what is
actually
being said,
connecting to the
because
API
he could understand
embeddings,
like the
which
audio but not the text. He can't
is
read.
giving me the
And then
impression
he
that it's
created the front
not
end. And when I see
connecting
kids
over
like
to
these being
Olama
powerful
for
with
some
AI
reason.
and tools like this, I feel like
Do not know why.
the power is like enormous, and it would definitely bring a lot of people up
There's like a
in the market.
troubleshooting
Like in
section.
countries like us, developing countries, people charge you for
Here's
tiny
the
things. Like
updated
if they have to
version of
revise
the
your
image, it
resume, they
says.
charge you. If you have to apply for a visa, you have to pay a lot of huge money to consultant.
But it
Even
didn't
for like
update
getting
anything.
basic things done, like applying for a job, people go to shops because they don't know English, either they don't understand systems. Now with
Okay.
AI, like everything, like boom, and you are done. So I
Turn
see this, and
this
I feel
into
very
a
hopeful. I know a lot of people have a lot of
chocolate
concerns, but I
bar.
see it as a very powerful hope to bring people together.
It's such a democratizing force, isn't it? It brings knowledge to everybody.
Correct. I think something else.
Assert. Yeah,
No,
go
I
ahead.
think something else, Robert, talking
It
about
did.
what Kaiser
It
is
did a pretty
mentioning.
good job.
Yes, democratization of
Wait,
AI
this
is a powerful.
responded.
Actually,
What?
I am supporting this movement
Oh
with
yeah,
my
look at
platform.
this embedding.
But I went
It
to
just didn't.
Estonia. I did.
It's loading. I still. Oh, you're still trying with Bob? Come on, Bob. Do something for us. So, what did it take to get it going? What were we missing? So it just at some point decided to do it. Really don't. I really think that's going a bit far to try to compare what they were doing with the Enigma machine. the other person in AI Town?
They happen to have.
Well, I think I'm gonna head out for the night, man. Um, Thank you for sharing with the AI Town. You'll have to let me know what pops up on there. Um, that's really interesting. Did you see my Iron Man spoof that GPT made with the strawberry? Here, I'll pull it up on the stream too. So I had it go back and edit it as well. All right, so there it is. Um, so I sent it through after this and told it to change that from a strawberry over to a chocolate bar, and this is what it gave it. Um, I wonder
Thank you.
if we could talk it into being closer to Iron Man.
I'm
So,
sure.
like,
Tell it
this
instead of
would be
his face being like a gray, it should be gold. I don't know.
plated in gold. All right. So I'm going to let it edit that one. Let's see what it spits out here. Doing its thing. It is slightly different. It's more plated there. So we could say this gold needs to be brighter. Needs to be brighter and more accurately gold. If that's even a thing, can you say more accurately gold? All right. So I really need to be a little touchier with that correction. Oh, that looks evil. A little more evil. Did not do what I asked, but it does look better, I think. All right, well, why don't we have him holding a snake instead of the chocolate? I'll holding snake like he might biscuit. Make it like a diamond. All right. What do you think we're going to get here, Matthew? Think is it going to pull off?
I don't know.
I feel like I should have drugged this down into the corner more. so that it could be out of the frame. But it hasn't really held back on that kind of thing. Oh, it failed to regenerate. All right, here we go. Now it's trying to show us. Oh, I bet it's the kissing. Like he might eat it instead of kiss it. He didn't have lips anyway. It's not like he's going to pucker up. I really. Oh, wow. Okay. It had to change it quite a bit, apparently.
Wow.
I don't know what to take that for.
Okay.
Anyways, got any final things you want to ask it? Do you want to try anything in the playground while I've got it up?
Let's do ninja corgis fighting in space.
Make an image. Oh, it can't do that over it. For images, it has to be over on the other. So let me.
Oh.
Yeah, can't do images over there. All right. Make an image of ninja corgis in space. Should it be they're all wearing polka dots? Or no. Ninja corgis in space. Here we go. It's coming along. It's coming along.
What's it gonna be?
Oh! I wonder if I can have them change to Dotsun's. Like, I'm gonna just tell it, make them fighting weenie dogs who are dressed like commandos. It only works if you keep getting stranger and stranger. Oh, wow. They're all corgis. None of them are weenie dogs. And then there's one random human back here and a couple weird dog shaped things here.
I mean, the front one's great, though. It needs
Make
more.
it more. It needs what?
It needs more action. They should be actively fighting.
We'll just see if it puts together to do like snarling since they're dogs. Oh, now we have lightsabers. So, okay. Well, that's better than nothing. All right. Well, I'm going to kill the stream at that. I think that's a good place to stop. I will be glad when this thing can generate images that really can be used for like my ultra wide monitor. I'm going to make some crazy stuff when that happens. But oh, you've dropped off. Oh, AI Town's still rolling. Are you going to keep playing that? Are you meant to generate the embeddings on your system before you run it? Okay. Okay. Makes sense. Totally makes sense. All right, man. Well, I will see you tomorrow. And thanks for watching. And adios.